Have you ever felt this way? You want to take a big step, start something new, speak up or chase your dream, but then fear whispers in your ear, what if you fail? What if people laugh? What if it doesn't work? And so, you stay where you are. If you've ever been held back by fear, this story is for you. It might change how you see courage forever. Once upon a time, in a quiet village near the mountains, there lived a young man named Zayn. He was kind, talented, and full of ideas. He loved drawing, singing, and inventing things from wood and stone. But Zayn had one weakness: he was afraid. He feared what people would think. He feared failing. He feared trying. When villagers asked Zayn, "Why don't you show your work in the fair?" he smiled shyly and said, "Not yet. I'm not ready." But deep down, he knew he was ready. He just didn't have the courage. One evening, as Zayn sat by the river sketching the sunset, an old traveler passed by. The man had white hair, tired eyes, and a mysterious calmness. He looked at Zayn's drawings and said, "These are beautiful. Why don't you show them to the world?" Zayn looked down. "I'm afraid people won't like them," he whispered. The old man smiled gently and said, "My son, come with me tomorrow morning. I want to show you something." The next morning, Zayn followed him deep into the forest. They walked until they reached an old iron bird cage hanging from a tree. Inside sat a small sparrow, alive but trembling. Its wings were strong, but it never tried to fly. Zayn asked, "Why doesn't it escape? The door is open." The traveler replied, "Because it forgot it could. It was once trapped here, and even after I opened the door, fear kept it inside." He turned to Zayn and said softly, "This bird is like you. The cage is open, but fear keeps you sitting still." Those words struck Zayn deeply. For days he couldn't stop thinking about them. He looked at his drawings again and again. He wondered how many dreams he had caged because of fear. One night he made a decision. He whispered to himself, "Tomorrow I'll take my art to the village fair." But when morning came, fear returned. "What if they laugh?" it said. "What if I make a fool of myself?" Zayn felt his heart race. He almost stayed home, but then he remembered the bird. He said to himself, "I've lived in my cage long enough." So, trembling, he picked up his drawings and walked to the fair. At first people passed by without noticing. Then a child stopped. "These are beautiful," he said. Soon more people gathered. They admired his work, asked questions, smiled, and praised him. By evening, Zayn sold all his drawings. But more than that, he sold his fear. When the traveler came by again, Zayn ran to him and said, "You were right. The cage was never locked. It was me." The old man smiled and said, "Fear doesn't stop death, my son. It stops life. The moment you faced it, you began to live." From that day on, Zayn changed. He still felt fear, but he didn't let it rule him. He started painting the mountains, teaching children art, and even built a small workshop. Years later, he became known as the brave artist of the valley, not because he was fearless, but because he acted in spite of fear. Dear listener, Zayn's story isn't just about art, it's about you and me. Every one of us lives with two voices inside. One says, "You can't." The other says, "Try." The cage of fear is invisible, but it's real. It keeps us safe, but it also keeps us small. So if you've been waiting for the perfect moment, stop waiting. There is no perfect time. The door is already open. Take your step, speak your truth, start your dream, because the only thing standing between you and freedom is the fear you keep feeding. And remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing to fly, even when your wings tremble. If you felt inspired by Zayn's story, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Tales with English, and share it with someone who's still trapped in their cage of fear. Maybe together we can help them fly too.